Hi, I'm Kim from Style Sense, and today I'm going to give you a little rundown of a few top tips about when you're buying a blazer. So these kind of item blazers are really on trend at the moment, and they're fantastic pieces to have in your wardrobe. They're so easy to dress up for work, or you can chuck them on with a jean and a sneaker and wear during the day. Depends on your style. So both of these that I'm going to talk through are actually from H&M, and generally I would tell all clients to steer clear of H&M tailoring because it's generally made like with a knife and fork and it looks terrible. But these are actually really nice. They're from their higher fashion range rather than their main range, and the fabrication is much better, the make is much better, and the finish is much better than their main range. And these are only about 70 bucks each, which is fantastic quality. And the reason it's fantastic quality is because it actually gives you a stretch fabric. So stretch fabrics, I know when I was designing, are much more expensive to buy than a non-stretch fabric. So the fact that it gives you that kind of cardigan functionality of being super comfortable, but actually is in a more of a fitted, tailored style, is fantastic. So being H&M, they couldn't necessarily afford a stretch lining as well. So if you've got a stretch outer, make sure that if you've got a rigid lining, that you've actually got a tuck, so you've got some more room to give you that functionality and that comfort if you need it. So first thing to look for when you're buying a blazer, any kind of blazer, is that this area, the shoulder and the collar and revers, fit you really well. You want it to fit quite snugly. You don't want this shoulder seam to be wider than your natural shoulder, because then your actual look will be a lot wider. You want, if anything, for it to be a little narrower, so actually it slims your torso. So if you need to alter this area, it's quite an expensive area to alter, so that's why it needs to fit quite snugly. Lighter shoulder pads are much more on trend. They still give you that nice sharp shoulder that we're looking for from a blazer, but if you've got sloping shoulders, then you can afford to have a little bit more padding in that area. So in terms of fit, this and the green are actually double-breasted, so sometimes it's a bit harder to wear because you've got more fabric flapping about in the centre that overlaps, but these are quite narrow, so they're much easier to wear than an old style double-breasted blazer. And the fit of this is straighter. This is what I want. It's actually straighter through the body and a bit longer. It covers my bottom, and that's another thing I really like about it. But if you wanted one that was more fitted, just look for a lot of seams going through the body, and that creates much more of a fit, more of an hourglass kind of shape, and if that's the kind of nipped in fit that you would like. You can alter these, so altering this part of the jacket is less expensive than that part. But the other thing with fit is, if you're going to buy one that is more snugly fit, then ideally it would have a vent in the back. This one doesn't need it because it is more straight and it's a looser fit, but a vent in the back allows you to wear either bulkier things underneath, or if you fluctuate in weight, or if you're pear-shaped and you need a little bit more room through here, then a vent is a great thing to have, as it gives you a bit more functionality. So the other thing to look for is in the cuffs. So if you're slightly shorter in the arm, or if you're a bit more petite, then checking out the cuff, if you need to alter it, is a key factor of how much you're going to spend on the jacket. So I've got buttons here, but because it's a light drapey fabric, I can still turn it back, which is great. So it gives me more functionality if I needed to take the cuff up rather than having to alter it. Also gives me a different look. It's nice when you're chucking on your jeans and the sneakers and a cool t-shirt underneath to have that kind of look to it. So this is something, this kind of item blazer is something I think most clients should have at least one in their wardrobe because of their versatility and their value, and for about 70 bucks in H&M at the moment. Either of these I think would be great additions to your wardrobe.